Well, this is how it starts, isn't it? You do one bolt on, then you're like, all right, I like this. And then you're like, well, I could do more. Then you do 2 bolt-ons, 3 bolt-ons, 4 bolt-ons. Your daily starts to get a little more aggressive. Your daily starts to get a little more crazy. And it's just a downward spiral. That's the life we live. That's the life we chose. We didn't choose this life, it chose us. So today we're modifying the VW WRX some more. So I'm trying to get through all the WRX mods that I have sitting around in the shop because I'm bringing the STI back over here tomorrow so that way I can start wrapping it. And whenever we wrap cars, we completely disassemble them. I still have to finish wrapping the RX-7. I still have that sitting outside. I just have like the really annoying things left to wrap on it, and that car's a little bit ways out from like being ready for the street, so I'm not in a huge rush for it. But I want to get through all the WRX stuff to free up some room. So we once again have another delicious spread of parts on the table for the WRX. One of them, I didn't know this one was coming right now. It just kind of showed up. Now in the last video, you guys remember we got the car to Cobb's stage 2 package, which is the intercooler, the charge pipe, and the intake. And the car feels great on just the OTS tune alone. Now the WRX is gonna be going to the dyno next month, and we're gonna be doing a 93 tune and an E30 tune with the setup. But we're gonna be changing one thing back and forth just because I wanna see what some of the dyno results are, and that's gonna be the intercooler. So Perrin was nice enough to send over their Perrin front mount, which I believe this is a 3.5-inch core, all the piping, the adapters, everything like that needed. I knew this was coming, I just didn't know it was coming this soon. So there may be some modification we have to do, so it's gonna be a lot easier to get the front mount on the car now versus trying to do it on a dyno. At least on the dyno, we can just pop on a top mount on and off of the car. So I'm very curious to see how boost response changes between having the front mount and the top mount. We're going into winter time, so I don't think we'll see a drastic change in IATs or anything like that, but for data purposes, I'm curious. And some of the other stuff that Rally Sport has sent over, so huge shout out to them. We have a set of Faction Fab lug nuts we're gonna be swapping to, because right now I've got a set of discount tire specials on there because I forgot to get lug nuts. Cobb shifter bushing, Cobb shift stop, Cobb shifter plate, rear toe arms, and Whiteline rear lower control arms. If you guys are looking to save any money on any of that stuff from the guys over at Rally Sport, make sure to use our discount code Smeedia. It'll save you a little bit of coin. Now the big thing for me is I want to fix the negative camber in the rear. I would also like to lower the car just a hair more, but the negative camber is just kind of bothersome to me. And the way we fix that is with lower control arms. So with the WRX up in the air, I say we start with some of the shifter stuff. We can do the lug nuts as we take the wheels off, but we can start with the shifter bushing. All right, so I just looked at the instructions. The shifter plate's gonna have to wait just because I don't have a punch set here. So this we will do on a different day. So for now, we'll do the shifter bushing and see how the car feels. So this little guy here, which doesn't look to be too bad. Up underneath of the car, if you look at the transmission mount right above it, there's this plate here. We're gonna take off those 2 12s. There's a little retaining clip for the shifter cable. We're gonna pull all that out, get the shifter cable down, pop out the old bushing, put in the new bushing, put it all back together, and that is our shifter bushing install. Super easy. What's up, Mochi? You come to help? There is the, just gotta get this. Perfect. Oh, okay, there it goes. And we can pull it down. Now we gotta get this bushing out. It'll face like that, and then all these Allen keys will thread in from this side. Why it's like that, I don't know. Mochi, we don't make the rules, do we? She says, heck no, we don't. Take our shift cable right here, kind of feed it back up and through. There we go, okay. Now I can grab the retaining clip. Washer goes over that. Oh, there's just one more retaining clip for the actual cable that I gotta get back in. So we have our shifter bushing installed. It sits up right behind this plate. There's a shifter cable and everything up there. Pretty easy install, a good one to warm up with for the day. Next up, we're gonna jump back here and do these rear lower control arms. There's just no adjustability on the stock rear control arms. Now, when we go to swap these out, we're also gonna have to swap out this tie rod right here because the stock tie rods have no adjustability. So when we bring the camber back to 0 on these wheels, it is going to throw off our toe. It's either gonna be towed in or towed out. I don't know where it's going to fall, but right now we need to fix that. I'll take the WRX down to Subaru, go get an alignment on it because I just don't care to align it, to be honest. If you look, we have one bolt that connects up to the frame. We got one for the sway bar, one for the coilover, and then one for the hub out there. So I'm gonna pull the outer wheels or the rear wheels off on this. So just to show you guys, these are the ISC arms, and I grabbed the stock one, grabbed the ISC. Stock comes in at about 1.6460. This ISC one comes in about 10 to 15 thou bigger, since we are stuck using the stock arms, but that'll be all right. We'll pull out as much as we can using these guys. This is an eccentric bolt, so we might be able to pull out just enough to be able to get the toe where we need it. Like I said, I'll still take it to Subaru, get an alignment, but now we get to play guess the suspension as we play with all this shit to figure out where we want it all. So we have our Whiteline lower control arms in and stock tie rods put back in. Now the big thing as to why we swapped to these is camber adjustability, which is this bolt here. A lot of people buy some like really crazy lower control arms and whatnot. In all honesty, this is really all you need, is this one bolt to be eccentric. You could probably make this yourself with stock control arms, but this is just the easy bolt-on solution. So this is slotted, it's got the adjustability for camber control. Get the stock control arms here. They do not have any adjustability for camber control on that. So what we need to do is go ahead, toss tires on, get this thing on the ground, figure out where we want camber to sit, raise it back up a little bit, adjust, get camber dialed in. Once camber's dialed in, we're gonna have to adjust toe. Now, stock toe arms do give you a little bit of adjustability. Right here, there is an eccentric bolt, and as you turn this bolt, it's slotted, so it's kind of like the camber setup. It'll adjust it slightly. It's just not the most ideal setup for this, but we'll see what we can make happen. As I was getting ready to put the wheels on, I noticed something. I came over here to grab our new lug nuts to get things like set up. These are the exact same friggin' lug nuts. So the silver ones, Discount Tire gave, these were like 30 bucks at Discount Tire. These are the Faction Fab. Well, they're legit the exact same lug nut. Faction Fab has their logo printed on there, and this is the key for these silver ones, right? This is the same fucking, they come from the same warehouse in China, I'm guessing. It's not a bad thing, but this is a funny observation. They're the same lug nuts, just in black. And you can see there's the key there. Funny. All right, well, I'm gonna swap to the black ones anyways, so let's put our wheels back on and get our suspension set up. So I have the rear suspension barely set up to where I want it. We're not gonna get a full view of the height of it until it's off of the lift. So we'll come back to that here in a little bit, but for the most part, I got toes zeroed out so that way the dealer can just align it for me. It might be towed in just a hair on each side, but I don't think it's anything. It's not gonna inhibit us from driving the car right now. So it's fairly fixed. So that is solid there. We'll mess with the fronts. I do wanna lower the front just a hair also as well. But for now, we're gonna jump over to this beefy looking front mount. I'm curious, how thick is this core? 3 inch or 3.5? So it is a 3.5 inch core. Not bad at all. So what we're gonna have to do to start things off with is obviously remove the front bumper. So not too bad. We got our clippy doos up here and our 10s and whatnot. All of that will come off. We got the clips on the bottom, and then we can pretty much just pull the bumper right off. Once we get the bumper off, we'll start going through Perrin's like 80-page instruction booklet here and start getting our front mount on. Bumpers off and out of the way. just like a V8 chassis. There it goes. Woo! That comes out. So just to give you guys a look at what we've done. So we've removed the support brackets from each side. It's nothing structural. You can totally remove them. Here's the little cap attachment Perrin gives you that you stick on the windshield washer reservoir. So it's kind of nice. You can still access it and see it from up top. You just need to grab a funnel to be able to fill it up now, which isn't that big of a deal. So sick. Pretty happy with that. Like that. Now I think we're on to the radiator or the intercooler support brackets, which are these guys right here. Orientation. You feel things around a little bit, you dig in there, you pull it out. Doesn't really touch the under tray either, which is kind of cool. So nice, I like the fitment of it. I like the way it mounts up. Well, I should have read the instructions. Can't use it. The intercooler does not work with stock airbox, and if you want to make it work with a stock airbox, you really got to hack it up. You got to hack off like this whole section here, and we are not doing that. So, well, we tried. We'll put that aside for now, and we'll put everything back the way it was. It was a valiant attempt, though, a real valiant attempt. So let's take it all back apart and put it back together the way it was. Okay, the error of my ways has been fixed. We are back to our original setup. Sometimes all you gotta do is make some mistakes to figure out sometimes things won't work, or you could read the instructions, which I never do. So, all we got left is this Cobb shifter stop, super easy. It's 2 bolts inside of the car. We'll toss this guy in with our STI short shifter, swap over these other 10 lug nuts, and we are pretty much good to go at this point. And then we'll go out, drive this thing again, see if we can notice any real changes with the shifter accessory. Someone told me to actually hold off on doing the shift plate anyways, because in combination with the STI short shifter, the shift plate, the shifter bushing, and the shift stop, some people said it felt like a little bit too much. So we'll go out and drive it with this stuff, see how it feels, and go from there. I've installed one of these in the past. They're not crazy hard to do. All we got to do is pop off the center console trim area inside there, get down in there, remove 2 bolts, put in the 2 studs, get the shift areas set up, and then we're good to go. Knob comes off. It's for the current shifter stop, which we will be keeping. Kind of nice that there's studs and not shift the stop on. More. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Reverse. I don't know if it's focused on my face or not, but we got the shift stop in, so now it is time to go ahead. We're gonna lower the front suspension probably 1/4 of an inch just to see kind of where it lands. Swap our lug nuts over to the black ones, and then I think that's all we got for the modifications for the WRX right now. A little bum the front mount didn't work, but live and learn. It's not the end of the world. More happens in Corgiville than the corgis eating their chickens on a Wednesday afternoon as the sun bakes their little bread loaf butts. Another 40 thousandths of an inch Momo to get this exactly perfect where we want it. Mochi, you are the one and the only. You are the battle fierce-ist. We got the WRX back on the ground. I'm pretty happy with the height adjustment. Fitment seems a lot better in my opinion on both the front and the rear. The rear, I'm still gonna have them pull a little bit of camber out of it. I think it's got about probably 2 to 3 degrees of camber, maybe 1.5 to 3, somewhere in that range on the rears. I just don't have an alignment machine. I don't care to align my car right now just because it takes so much freaking time. So pretty happy with it. I'm actually really glad I left out the lower class garage front brace. I just think the front end looks a little bit more sharp without it. I think I'll just rock it with it off right now. It kind of just ties back into the OEM Plus idea of the car. So we'll go drive this thing around. We'll see how it feels with the new shifter stuff in there. Dude, this like right here in the lighting, this thing looks cool. So let me get this pulled out. Let me get the RX-7 pushed back in real quick. Are you feeling bonita today? Because you look bonita today. So it's the next day. I was gonna take the WRX out and go show you guys some of the shifter stuff, but that car desperately needs an alignment. So I have an alignment scheduled at Subaru tomorrow for the WRX. It feels like the rear end is ice skating. If you've ever done a really bad alignment on your car, like I did on the WRX, it was enough to like drive to the house and enough to drive to get an alignment tomorrow. But the whole rear end just feels like it's ice skating. So we'll get that done. This thing, moving it back over to the shop tomorrow because I'm gonna try, well, as soon as I can get an alignment on it, I think I can get it in tomorrow for an alignment. When I take the WRX to get down, I might be able to knock out both of them. But I also have to be back at the house. I have another customer car getting dropped off tomorrow. So I asked this on Instagram. A lot of people want it. It's an 05 STI coming in. I'm gonna do a start to finish, completely how to replace your engine video every step of the way. It'll be like a 2 hour, it'll probably be like an 1.5 hour, 2 hour long video. You guys wanted it, I'll get it up. It'll show you every single step to pulling the engine, rebuilding the engine, putting the engine back in, getting the car started again. So big pumped for that. There's a massive pile of parts back there for that 05 STI coming in tomorrow. And one more thing, look at that. We got an OEM STI wing back on the STI because I kind of missed it, and it looks good with the stock wing. It looks OEM Plus. I think I am going to put the Rega Masters on this car though. I don't know, I really like the D9Rs. I need different wheels for the RX-7 because they're just, to be honest, they're just entirely too big. But wings on there, this thing's getting wrapped this week. I did get the Illumisthetic taillight kit in for the RX-7. There's like a million resistors in there, bags upon bags upon bags of LEDs. So if you guys want a video on how to build completely custom taillights, I can definitely show you guys how to do that. For those that have been yelling at me about the WRX, the paint matched flares have shipped out. Those will be here in a couple of days, so we can get those on there. This car, I'm very excited to go get it tuned later this month. We are gonna be doing a couple other engine modifications before we go get tuned, so don't worry. We are doing E85 and pump gas, so we will see just how big of numbers we can pull out of this stock block, stock turbo setup, and you guys already know Josh and I will send this thing to the moon, and we're gonna be keeping all the missions stuff, so we'll see how far it'll go with the missions. That's all I've got for you guys on this one. I've been playing catch up on some errands. I need to go get a haircut because my hair is getting entirely too long, so I'm gonna go try to do that today. But with that, that's all I got for you guys. If you like the video, you know what to do. Go ahead and hit that like button, turn it black, blue, green, purple, silver, cyan, whatever color it turns for you. I'm still a little bit bummed that the front mount didn't fit, but that's all right. I could have trimmed the airbox. I just don't want to cut up my stock parts. And if you're not already subscribed to the channel and you want to see how much power this thing will make, this thing is going to go to the dyno shortly after that one does. So it's going to be similar to last year, how we have the WRX go to the dyno first, and then the STI will go right after it. And we'll see how much power the cars are making. The RX-7, I ordered some more stuff for that car to get that car up and running. So I think I have everything ordered for it. We'll find out. But anyways, with that, I'll catch you guys in the next one. So peace out, homies. Woo!